For all of y'all youngsters that was doing the Tide Pod challenge where you was saying and you was eating them, I was bagging on y'all for just being dumb. But these niggas chewing tar and eating starch, so I don't know.
I was always not going to be one of those parents or grandparents that disliked the music the kids did just because it wasn't the music that I grew up or that I liked, that I had a preference for. I wanted to be open-minded because that's really what they were saying. Or do you have to be open-minded?
Yes.
And I ain't got no problem with that.
No, I first saw K-pop on America's Got Talent, so I was prepared for the onslaught. Cause I'm like, these kids really, cause I mean the audience, you know, they got like 4,000 in that big old theater, and these kids were going wild, and I'm like, yeah, the boy was pretty good. They had a little, what do you call that, choreography going and everything. And I said, oh, okay, I could tolerate this, you know. And then but I don't know who the different groups are, and but they've had at least 3 K-pop, you know, Korean groups on AGT. So I was like, yeah, okay, but I don't listen at the radio that much because, well, they don't talk enough about sports.
I don't need it. I'm not really sure where the grandkids, well, they picked it up at school because because I've never, well, I don't listen to radio anyway, that type of radio, but they've been doing K-pop shit for years now. I mean, they're like veterans.
And when I see them, like they go, okay, this group is coming, and I'm going, wow, has it been that long? Because they look older. I mean, they look more. When I first saw some of these groups on there, they were like kids. You know, they seemed to be teenagers, and then now. You see them, they're advertising them, and these kids are like, hey, they're looking more adults. It's like, oh wow, has it been that long? But yes, it has. it was pre-pandemic and all of that. I mean, it's been a few years. Kind of like
yeah, you know what? You're right. You're right, because I remember when the grandkids and the step grandkids would actually put on shows, and I'd be going,
different kind of music that I remember, you know, even, yeah.
Hey, you guys want to do an intro real quick?
Wow.
Well,
Sorry. 5, 4, 3.
Hey, good afternoon, or is it evening? Good morning. Welcome to another exciting episode of Old Black Men Conversations. I am your co-host, Brother David Harold Dudley III, and
oh, I'm the real Cliff Barnes, and this is actually a special edition. Special. Normally we tape on Thursdays.
yes.
And so this is a special Friday edition.
Yes, and normally we have the Street Philosopher and
Boy Wonder.
And you know,
Uncle Jesse, Super Mario. We have folks rolling through.
Yeah, but today it's just you and I. That's who it is.
Or maybe just the 2 of us.
I don't like that one.
liked it when it was new.
It was never new.
Yeah, it was.
When?
70 something.
You know what? My memory banks.
Not the one that Will Smith did. That was from the old one, from Bill Withers.
No, it was Bill Withers and Grover Washington Jr., dude.
Well, yeah, but Grover didn't sing.
No, but he played the saxophone.
I saw him at the Puyallup once. Amazing. I was like, oh,
Hey.
this is so cool. 'Cause, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, but you
love
know,
to see a lot of the artists that I like live.
That's true. I've seen Grover once too, but it was in a bad setting because he was the headliner, I guess you'd say,
Mm-hmm.
and the opening act was Gil Scott Heron and the Midnight Motherfucking Band,
Oh yeah.
and them boys
Oh man.
cooked it.
Man, yeah.
Man, there was smoke coming off the stage. There was smoke in the audience.
where
It was
was
all
that?
misty and stuff. That was at the Paramount. And then,
Yeah,
and
I
then,
think I was there.
then Grover came out and started to play, and I went to sleep
Well, you know,
because
he had some of those,
Yeah.
some of those Kenny G kind of just low flowing. It's really nice, but you know, after you had seen Gil Scott,
yes,
he should have been on afterwards, because then you could have woke right up.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They
Right.
had music, but you know, speaking of Kenny G, I got a
Oh.
Kenny G story, man.
Oh yeah.
This is a good one. So, my CJ's mother and I were dating at the time, and we were at the old household on not on Lake Washington, but right sitting right above
Oh
Lake
yeah, the one.
Washington.
Yeah. Down by the pits.
Yeah, down by the pits. And we're on the couch and we're doing those things that young adults do when they think they're alone.
Yeah.
You know, and on the couch, and things is flying and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And then we hear a and we both look up. Well, we both look. And standing there is Kenny G, who was a student of her dad's.
Yeah. I
And
could see that.
and he's like, I didn't want to interrupt, or we didn't want to interrupt. And we're like, and I said something really, really profound then because, I was in that moment.
You're a profound
And then,
guy.
and this is before Kenny G became famous.
Right.
And I looked up and I said, she's not heavy, she's my brother.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting.
Interesting, for sure.
And so Kenny G and Jeff Lorber,
Yeah.
who's with him,
Yeah.
walked up to us and said, see you guys later. And then the next day, the group we were in, his mother and I, were down at the Seattle Center,
Oh yeah.
and we were all dressed in all white, and we were a choir group, and we sang. And after we sang, this new group came up to play called the Jeff Lorber Fusion,
Yeah.
featuring Kenny G.
Yeah.
That's my Kenny G story.
Oh yeah.
She's not heavy, she's my brother.
Interesting concept. I'm sure he's probably still trying to figure that out. If that story ever crosses his mind. I walked in a room, me and Jeff. Yeah, I saw Jeff Lorber when he opened up. Well, okay, it was. Remember the Cool Jazz Festival?
About the cool cigarettes?
Cool cigarettes, and they would bring jazz all. Okay, it was like Jeff Lorber and Spyro Gyra
Oh yeah.
and Miles Davis.
Did he turn his back to you?
I'm getting to that. I brought my kid, who was 4, because, he started reading early, so he was reading in the paper, and his favorite group was Spyro Gyra.
Spyro Gyra.
That's what he called him. He saw it in the paper, And then I went, wow, and Miles Davis? Okay, yeah. So I got tickets, we took him there. And so he was just, grooving, and Jeff Lorber came out and with all the keyboard, you know how Jeff Lorber, like he's a band by himself, right? And so he got on, then it was Spyro Gyra. So he was watching me. So then I said, okay, now this next performer is like a musical legend. He's a jazz icon, right? And he said, oh, okay. And so Miles came on, and then, he came out and he said, hello, you know how Miles was. And then they started playing and he turned his back. And my kid says, Daddy, why is he not facing us? I said, because he's Miles. And he said, oh, okay. And we just went back watching the show.
Some things just make sense like that.
That was Miles. There's a whole story as to why he doesn't do that, or he never, after a while, facing the audience. I don't remember it. I just knew because he was Miles.
Yeah.
And very few other people did that. Very other people did what Miles did.
Yeah, I got CJ's grandfather was he kind of ran in those circles, but really didn't. Sort of, But he was at a club and Miles was in town.
Yeah.
And so he played, and after the show, Miles came up to him and said, "This is related from him. Who are you?" He said, Floyd Stanford, sir. He called him sir, and very respectful and everything. And he said, dude went, I heard of you, and walked away.
That's so Miles.
Yeah.
So Miles. Oh yeah, man. We did have some good entertainment going through here back in the day.
Yeah, we did. I remember.
Maybe it's still good, I just don't know these people.
Yeah.
But it was good.
Yeah, another Miles
We
story.
was on the scene.
Another Miles story from this area is there was this cat who years afterwards would say, yeah, I played with Miles, But the truth was, Miles was on stage playing. This cat is in the audience with this saxophone, and he started playing. I mean, Miles is on stage with his band, they're playing. This cat is out in the audience playing, and then he starts walking as and they're like, "What the hell is this?"
He just stood on the side of the stage like David Ruffin. Waiting for his chance to come right out.
But that's I've heard that recollection from a number of folks.
Wow.
That the irony is this guy ended up being kind of famous here in Seattle because there's an academy named after him, a jazz academy, and there was folks in parades
Oh my word.
saying, yeah, we're from this academy because he played with Miles and he has a legacy and whatnot. He even taught at the UW for a minute.
Wow.
But the whole thing with him playing with Miles was a total, not fabrication, because he did.
That's true.
But it wasn't like he was
Well,
playing with.
Basically, he unofficially played with Miles.
because I don't use this, but it's something I have before. I tell people like I sang with the California Raisins, and first people look at me crazy, and I'm saying the group who was the California Raisins, they did a concert, and my school choir sang background for them. But I did on the same show was Marilee Rush, who had that song
Angel in the
Morning, and she did that. That's the song I know her for. She did that song, and I did do a little solo on that, so I can technically say I sang with Marilee Rush, but most people don't know her.
Marilee, yeah.
Yeah, but
she was married to a comic. Her second, I guess her second, because it was Marilee Rush
And the Turnabouts.
Right, but then she married this comic, and they used to have a farm on the east side.
Yeah. And she also sang with Tiny Tony and the Statics.
Tiny Tony.
Never heard of him.
I know you have big,
I'm sure you would
a
have.
big brother around 9,000 pounds. Boy.
Tiny Tony.
This cat was big,
Tony.
but he was like one of those cats that back in the day you had all these bands, and the black bands could only play in a CD.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But Tiny Tony and the Statics, he fronted a white band, so he was able to play everywhere.
Hey,
I mean, and he was a pretty proud brother.
I mean, he was a great entertainer. I mean, he really was. And you look at him, and he was a really like substantial human being.
Yeah,
say he came up and he took up a lot of room.
There you go. But yeah, man, we would go see him every chance we got. You know, and but we had a lot of bands that were really good, but being as how they were in Seattle, it's a good place to hone your craft.
yeah.
If you're, even if I mean, as a comic, as an actor, as a musician, entertainment, it's a great place to hone your craft, so that when you get to one of these big places, when they call you down, you have something to show.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. It's a great place to learn and hone your craft, but it's not a great place to, explode.
Well, we've had several big fish in our little pond.
Yes, but most of the time they
they
became big fish once they jumped out.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, it's just like Heart. They were just a band playing in the little clubs, Aurora Avenue, and midway down there. Remember this? Was it the Spanish Castle?
Yeah, the Spanish Castle.
Yeah, that
First
was
time I realized that I could actually get in trouble in Seattle. Minding my own damn business.
That's actually not Seattle.
Well, when folks say Seattle, they really kind of mean everything from
They mean greater
I
Seattle.
was just about the greater.
They mean greater Seattle.
Yeah.
Exactly. But besides people's like, where are you from? And you can spell it out, but they have trouble with things like Tukwila.
Yeah.
Puyallup. I was married this one time, and this heifer could not say ow, like A-L. She would say Puyallup. My boy Hal, she called him Hell. I mean, it was terrible.
But I mean, you have a lot of native words and native places, especially back east. You think these are out here are interesting? You should go back east. Try to pronounce a lot of those Indian tribal names.
I don't even attempt.
No.
We like, it's a tribe.
Absolutely. And the thing is, it's like, even me with Spanish, like I went down to the Bay Area and around there a while back, and people were going, it's like, okay, yeah, there's this dealership, and it's in La Jolla, okay? Now, in my mind, remember Georgetown, Hoya? I'm thinking it's spelled L-A-H-O. La Jolla is spelled L-A-J-O-L-L-A.
La Jolie.
That's what it looks like, La Jolla. But it's La Jolla because double L's are sometimes pronounced as a kind of a H kind of Y, kind of a Y thing.
Right,
The
B's
Y,
are
La
sounding
Jolla,
sometimes.
huh?
Like bees are sounding sometimes.
I mean, it's just
Yeah, but you got to itch.
if you're not from around there, you just don't know.
Like, tell me how to get to La Jolla.
What? Or it's over near La Jolla. I'm like, what?
That ain't on this
I don't
map.
see that on the map because that's where we actually had maps instead of that cool lady who you argue with now.
Hey, you know what I was
GPS
thinking about
girl.
the other day? So y'all, okay, and I was there because I remember having a map in the car. Not for me driving, but if you or mom, there being a map in the car somewhere. But is that really what life was? Y'all didn't know where he was going. You pulled out that book or the map and you
Dude,
had to look up the streets.
when I was on the road, I had an atlas. It was this big, and it had all of the states: Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana, and around there. And I would look at that thing, and that's how I found a lot of stuff that I wouldn't have found if I'd have just stayed on I-90.
See, that'd be me. I'd just be on the one long road hoping I see whatever I need off of that. Because
Yes.
I'm like, if I can't find my way
course
today,
not.
I'm not a proud person. If I'm lost, I'll say I'm lost.
I'd
Google.
always go. No, I'd always go to a gas station because gas stations would have
Yeah.
maps in them,
Yeah.
and then a lot of the people that worked at the gas station knew
Knew
all the
shit.
local routes and stuff. So between that and the atlas, that's how I was, But I went to Argo, Idaho. The first.
Is this where they make starch?
No, not the. You remember? I used to chew it.
Yeah, me too.
No, this isn't. No, Argo, Idaho was the first town in America that was lit by atomic power.
Ah.
It's a tiny little town, and obviously because out there is where they had the first nuclear reactors.
Now that you say that, Argo starch, wasn't that some good shit?
Well, yeah. And
You ain't lived until you had some Argo starch, especially the big chunks.
but the thing
Wait,
is,
what's Argo start? Let's
okay. There's this little red box that Argo on it, starch.
With
And
the white stripes.
What it was like if you want to put starch in your clothes, or whatever. So you just put a few of them little rocks. They came out. It was chunks. Just chunks, little white chunks. And when we were kids, and that's so funny because I very rarely run into people my age that's from the South that did not know and or chew on Argo starch.
Yeah, I mean,
wait, but what was it?
Starch. Like you have like starch collars, starch.
That's why I'm hoping you're gonna say something different than what I'm
starch.
thinking.
No.
Is starch edible?
That apparently we're still here.
and it was some good stuff, dude.
But dude, we used to do, okay, in New Orleans when they would do the roads and they come down and they would put like gravel down, and then they would bring an oil truck and they would pour oil, which is actually was tar, and they would put tar over it instead of the asphalt and all, because these were those side streets in New Orleans. And then now the tar never really ever hardened because the weather was always in the 90s, so we could actually take that tar and chew it, not swallow it, but chew it like gum.
You know what else is really good?
What?
That red clay dirt, nigga.
I never really ate red clay dirt. I mean, because, I guess when you're really, really little, you eat whatever dirt's available, but I was never around the red clay until I got older, but I would always, and if you go on the farm and you drink the water and it tastes all weird and everything because it's got all the minerals and stuff in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just tripped me out. They said, yeah, we can do, and I'm like, whoa, what is in this?
See, y'all talking about the, eating tar, chewing tar and starch, and I know about Red River Clay. That don't make it any better.
Right.
But I know about it.
I
see, this is, I feel like I should be in the camera for this. Hold on, let me just
come
get
in.
a
Come in.
quick.
This is our producer.
I just want to
director.
say, for all of y'all youngsters that was doing the Tide Pod challenge where you was saying you was eating them, I was bagging on y'all for just being dumb, but these niggas chewing tar and eating starch, so I don't know.
But the thing is, it wasn't on. We didn't have like TikTok. So
He said we did it for our own benefit, not for the world.
So basically, everybody was doing it. You know, because your mom come in and it's like, damn, I just bought a new box of starch. There's only about this much left.
So your mom trying to do laundry and y'all out here.
And my mom would come in and go, I'm gonna beat your fire out of you for eating that starch.
Yes. And then when we was like in preschool, and well, actually we didn't have much preschool, but when we was in kindergarten, we used to eat paste. They had to take the flavoring out. It was mint flavored. And little kids eat just about anything until they know
Yeah.
better.
And I mean, I'll tell you, Play-Doh used to, I never ate it, but it used to smell so delicious.
So delicious.
It smelled like caramel, dude.
I remember I
It was
just
so delicious. Yeah. But no, I mean, when you were little kids, right? Because we like okay, that had to be before I was 10 years old because we
Yeah.
were still in New Orleans, and so you know,
Yeah.
oh wow, I swear.
Oh, you know what else was really good?
What?
Ashes.
Ashes?
Yeah, man.
from cigarettes?
Yeah.
Nigga, I need clarification, because y'all eat glue and all kind of shit.
No, it wasn't glue.
No,
it was
it's-
paste.
Whatever.
It was from the fireplace.
Fireplace ashes.
Yeah.
You said they tasted good?
Yeah.
Who bullied you?
Who made you decide to try that? I don't know. I remember once me and my little brother tried a milk bone.
Oh,
Remember a milk bone? Remember with the dog bones? And they was shaped
Nah,
like little
man, I
bones?
wasn't ever into the dog food.
No, man. I'm just saying.
He said somebody else already eats that.
I'm just saying. Like the dog, you know, like we never ate the food, but like the milk bone, because I was a treat. I said, well, why do dogs like these? What makes these such a treat?
Yeah, I mean that's basically what they said on the Temptation movie about the Red River Clay. David Rubber said, "Ain't too bad with my sauce."
Right. But no, you know, it's so weird. I mean, you know. And then there was all some little kids that like picked their nose and ate it. We never was into that.
Yeah, I never did
But
that.
I've seen a few. I've seen a few kids in my life that.
Seen a few adults in traffic.
Well, now see, I don't know. That never.
How do you know they weren't just big kids?
Cause they, yeah.
Because once you can drive, you're not a kid no more. So
That's
even if
not
you're
true.
16,
you don't have to be.
You don't have to be adult to drive.
You don't have to be that kid. That kid they busted. They had that little car jacket.
Yeah.
That one kid was 12, and then the
Yeah.
other kids were 14, and one kid was 16.
okay, well let's just put it on a general scale.
In a general scale.
Generally speaking, people driving are of age.
But still in all.
But there are states that you don't have to be of age. What's of age?
No, but still in all.
15, I think.
But still 16,
Well, 16 here, but 15 in
Right.
a lot of places.
14, and where was it?
The
Alabama.
rural places.
And you know, yeah, but here it was 16.
Huh.
Because I know a guy that actually did time many years later. Because
time.
he went to jail, prison,
Why?
because he was with this girl who was almost 16.
Almost.
Almost
Oh!
almost apparently don't count.
Yeah, that's what Brandy said.
In statutory rape cases.
Okay,
Now they
okay,
call
okay.
it child.
See,
now
see,
they call it
lots
rape
of-
of a child.
See, like, I didn't know what you were talking about.
Well, no, we're talking about the age of consent,
Oh, I was just talking about the age to drive.
which is the same as the age of consent in this particular state.
Oh, is it? I didn't even know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I concern myself with my fiance. No,
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 this-
I don't know nobody else.
Exactly. No, what had happened was years ago, you know, single guy, whatever, younger. You know, he was a guy that I knew and I'd worked with. And so, let me see, what's that? Minus that. Okay, so 7 years later, almost, and I think that might have been like a statute of limitations but anyway, the woman recounted the incident, and she had not really told him. She said, yeah, you know, 18, 19, whatever, right? But she was almost 60. She hadn't quite made 60. And they had an encounter, and then they came and got him like 6, 7 years later and put him
in jail.
In prison. It was beyond jail, because you get a year and a day in jail. After that, you go to prison. And that was because, you know, like I say, and the whole thing was, it was like she recounted the story, and the counselor or therapist that she was talking to looked at the dates, and then they brought the charges. She never really knew. Allegedly, theoretically, I don't know. I never heard her side. I just heard his side. But anyway, I knew he was gone.
There was a guy that,
so, you know,
in my junior high school, I was in the 9th grade in Moses Lake. This guy, Jim, was on the football team, moved to Moses Lake in the 9th grade, and he had a car. And we were like,
wow, how you get a car in there?
yeah, he had a green Volkswagen.
Wow.
Well, it turns out in Montana, then, I don't know about now, you could drive at 14. So he had a car since he was 14.
I learned how to drive at 13 illegally.
I learned how to drive at 19.
Cause my brother was from a little town outside of Jackson, Mississippi, called Summit, I believe. And so when they was kids, him and his little the buddies who lived close by, you know, that farm, so you got a lot of land, your neighbors over there. But anyway, they would take, you know, instead of getting rid of them or whatever, there'd be a bunch of old cars just out in the pasture somewhere or over near the barn. And these kids started putting them back together, and they would run. So they would get out in the fields, and they're like, and they were 12, 13 years old, you know, and but they didn't, you know, they couldn't just like go out on the roads and just go here and there. But I mean, they were learning how to drive. So by the time they took their driver's test or whatever, they were like, you know, this ain't nothing. What's next, you know? Yeah. So, because my brother started letting me drive when I was 13. He came up here, and first it was like I'd be sitting next to him, and then he'd go, here, take over. So I'm leaning over, barely up over the
I never understood that. What does the person do with their feet?
He's still on the.
My God!
My feet weren't controlling acceleration and braking. I was just controlling that. I learned first to control the steering part.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I'd be sitting there, and he might be doing something like, I don't know, making a cocktail. I have no idea. Back in them days, drinking and driving was a sport, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, you know, like, when I started doing, and then steering, and then curves and stuff, you know, and then the next year, he started letting me drive. He'd just be sitting there, and I'd have the car. I'm sitting on pillows and stuff, you know.
Yeah, I never.
Because, well, I'm only this big.
You know, I never, in reality, it never occurred to me to even want to drive until after I graduated at Franklin.
Wow.
And a month after that, there was that old old black Plymouth in the backyard in the driveway, and I went,
Black and white Plymouth,
yeah,
1956.
yeah. And
Two-door.
I went, you think I could learn how to drive that? And my dad went, well, it's yours whenever you learn, get your license. And it had been there for years.
That was a.
Mm.
That was.
But it
that was
never-
the,
You weren't yearning for the independence.
that was the mobile. We hung in that, boy, and then the left door wouldn't open, so we would all climb out the right.
Yeah, I feel like that should be everybody's first car. A door should not.
But then the right door didn't open, so we climbing it out the window.
Hey, like the car, the van you gave me, the door fell off that bitch.
When we would go, like there was a drive-in called Dags, and right behind Dags there was this store called the Milk Barn. So basically, we would go park at the Milk Barn, climb out the windows, and cruise around, and then get our burgers and our little Coca-Colas and stuff, be talking. But the thing was, we still managed to pick up ladies.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you either crawl through the window
Or you
or
don't
you
ride.
going
You
home.
look like you ride with us, but this is the entrance.
Or so.
I remember when
Oh yeah, man.
when Teresa Gossett,
Oh yes.
Teresa Gossett, fine lady. Boy, she goes, can I get a ride? I said, yeah, but you got to climb through the window. And she thought I was kidding.
Yeah. Right.
Well, she got to the, she goes, I
Right
really got to climb through?
Here, let me help you in the car.
Like,
Put your foot out here. Okay, ready? Push up. And you know the thing was, if there was more than two of us, then we'd have to climb the window and climb over the seat.
Yeah.
But we were agile and in great shape there. So,
And I didn't care because I got in first. So I was
like, I'm already in. Y'all figure it
Y'all
out.
figure it out.
I'm the driver.
That's right.
That's right.
We had some interesting times because remember the time we put 18 people in the station wagon?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where were y'all going for that?
We were coming home from a game at Memorial Stadium, and so I think it was Franklin versus Queen Anne. Yeah, it was because that was when I was with that girl Jennifer. And the whole thing was, when you leave the stadium, right? You see a lot of people you know, so everybody just kind of walking in a big group, right?
Yeah.
But 3 or 4, once you got to their car, they would peel off, you know, and a couple other people would peel off, and so by the time you got to your car, it's just you and the folks that you was riding with.
Yeah.
We started walking, and we turned right. Whole crowd turned right. We went down, and we turned over to the street we were on. They turned with us, and then we walked down, and then we stopped, and everybody stopped. It's like, wait, what's going on? Apparently, everybody had promised somebody
All right.
a ride home.
And whose car was it?
His.
Actually,
How many people did you promise?
No, it was
Just your crew?
It was your grandpa's car, you know. But he had access to it. You know, he was one of the first of us that had access to the car more times than the rest of us did, right? So anyway, we get in the car and we start getting in the car, and I'm standing there. We had people in the back, you know, with the station.
Yeah.
And then we had 2 people here, person here with somebody on their lap, person here with somebody in their lap, person here with somebody in their lap, in the back. Then he's driving. So then there's a person here with somebody in their lap, and a person there with somebody in their lap. And I was the second to the last person to get in. Because I said, all right, get in. We arranged everybody. I'm doing logistics. Okay, y'all are younger. Get the hell back in the back. So I get in, sit down, and there's 6 people right there. I get in, sit down, and put Jennifer on my lap. close the door. The fucking car was probably about this
I was about to
high.
say, first of all, did they have potholes or speed bumps back then?
We probably would have high-sided on a speed bump. I mean,
Tell
you
you.
know, because that thing, and we got down there, and then people said, okay, well, we'll get off and go to this bus stop, you know, so, because you wanted to ride from the stadium to downtown where you had access to more buses.
Yeah.
So some people got off there, and I guess by the time we got to the party we was planning on going to, there still might have been probably about 8 people left.
That's
So which is 4, because I think it was the 4 of us to begin with. Yeah.
Did anybody give you gas money?
Oh, gas money was easy back then.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
Just saying.
No, you put your hand out like this, and you don't hear. You hear clink, 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 clink.
But
So
that was
everybody, and you go around, and so by the time you get there, you got shit. What? $1.12? Shit, I'm riding to school all next week. I'm going party next weekend.
because gas was cheap then.
At that time, the average price was probably what, 29 cents?
Yeah.
And they had this little gas war, and there was a time station down by where Chubby and Tubby used to be. I think that's Della Street, I think. Anyway, that time station got down to 18.9. So gas money wasn't a problem. Right now, I could probably go on the cushions of this couch right now in 2023 and get enough money to buy 2 gallons of gas back in 1973.
That's what, it was 79, but what's the dude, Mike from New Edition, one of the things he said, he was like, man, in the 70s, you leave the house with $2 in your pocket, yo, I was rich. He said, got all day on the train, go down, get a couple hot dogs, something to drink.
Telling you. Man, I used to go to before we even got in high school back in the 60s. We go down and get like big old bags of cookies like this, because we lived, like the neighborhood we lived in, there was a bakery and 2 pop factories, Coca-Cola and Canada Dry, and then there was a Langendorf bakery. So it's like we would always go to the store, you know, the bakery store, and like the apple pies was like a nickel. You get a big old bag of cookies for like a quarter. And so, you know, we would actually, because we got paid, we was doing our job. We were selling bottles.
See, now in 2023, you gotta tell them what bottles. Bottles of what?
No,
Just
there's still some states that do it, but you could get a 5-cent refund for a bottle, Coke bottle, or like 10 cents for the bigger ones. So it's like you go get a wagon load of bottles.
Yeah.
Shit, dude, we might have $2-3, and it's like 5 of us.
Yeah.
We were rich, dude, and we were, and at that time we were only like 12, 13. No, we weren't even 13. We were only like 11, 12. You know.
Yeah, we did the same thing in Moses Lake.
Hey,
same exact thing on the base.
Hey. But the thing is, I don't know if this was a sin, but we used to go down and rip the bottles off of the side of the, like, see, Coke bottle, you drink your Coke and then you stick the bottle back on the side and then they come and collect it or whatever. So we would sneak in, because of Seattle U, we would sneak in and look around and grab the
what already there.
It's like, oh wow, this is a Catholic university, or Jesuit university. And you know, we were easy to spot. It was, I don't know, a university. So it's like, oh yeah, I don't think those 5 little kids belong here and stuff. And then we used to go over to the dorm, because the dorm like had a big U-shaped, I don't know, what do you call it, like a little park or whatever.
Yeah.
So we go out and we would serenade the girls. It was a girls' dorm. and they would throw things to make us stop. Then they started throwing money. So we pick about 50, 60 cents and dimes and pennies and stuff. Okay, see you ladies next weekend.
Oh, we'll be back. So with a new song.
But see, but once we start getting back, then they wouldn't start just throwing like little objects. They actually start throwing money, and that way the serenade was shorter.
Listen, we have a quota, ladies.
Every day I'm hustling.
We're not leaving until we hit $4.32.
Every day I'm hustling. And all
Hustle
because
mentality.
I mean, really, we would just find ways to, generate revenue.
Yeah. So we did the same thing. We didn't go outside the dorms and sing,
No, that's what.
but hustling the money.
Oh.
I mean, cutting
However,
grass.
cutting
I mean,
grass.
I was good at getting a lawnmower, and there was this guy named Jim Money.
Money.
Good name.
Money.
Tall, redheaded dude, but he wasn't too smart.
Oh yeah.
We'd go around around the neighborhoods, especially around the officers' quarters, and I would go knock on the door and say, "Want your grass cut?" Yeah, wow, we'll do it for $2, and they pay us in advance and everything. I get the money, Jim would cut the grass, but then later on we split the money. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And shoot, I'd have $5, $10. Go to the movies, which
Oh,
was
man.
only 20 cents.
Please. Yeah, on the base.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh.
Get some popcorn and some candy. Didn't get no better than that, Jack.
Oh, really?
Please. I'm telling you, man. We used to go to the movies. It'd be 60 cents.
Yeah. And in the wintertime, shoot, I get the shovel, go get old Jim
yeah.
Money. We go shoveling sidewalks. He do the shoveling, I do the knocking.
Say, we shoveling. Get it, Jim.
Front man.
And then in the summer, the other hustle I had was we go rent the rowboats.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dangerous.
Oh, and like take people out?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Give them tours and stuff, man.
Yeah. And I do the talking, Jim do the rowing.
Out there standing up talking about if you look to your left, you see the bank.
If you look to the right, you see the other bank.
And over there, you see the green trees.
Oh yeah.
And that's a rarity here in Moses Lake.
But it's
And now, for your enjoyment, ooh, just start singing all the things.
they can't go. You got a captive audience.
And it must be funny. Be like all of a sudden the business take off. You got Jim just and Dave up here. Ooh.
Over here in Rosa, and this is our tree. 'Cause they didn't have much. It was kind of deserty. Great place to fish though.
Yeah.
My dad and my uncle, they take me over there, and it's like, it's summertime and everything, I'm 11, 12, whatever the hell, right? Go over there, and it's like, whatever you do, don't be kicking them rocks. I'm like, what rocks? He said, you see them big rocks over there? Don't disturb them, don't kick them, right? The reason being, that's where snakes hung out in the daytime. Because it'd be so hot, so they would coil up under some pile of rocks or, just a big rock just for the shade.
Yeah.
And they'd get somewhere where no matter where the sun was, they would still be shaded. And so it's like, don't be kicking them rocks. I said, hey, why? They got snakes in it. Okay, you got to tell me twice. I ain't kicking nothing. Matter of fact, I'm going to see if I can figure out how to float.
And there was actually some guys that I have no idea where they got this mentality. While I was busy cutting grass or knocking on doors, they would actually go out and hunt.
They're catching snakes.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
No.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I'm like, eh.
I don't know. and they were saying stuff like, well, you know, if you grab them by the tail, they can't turn their head around to bite you.
Whatever.
I'm like, are you crazy?
No, I don't like the logic.
I don't believe that. No, and apparently it's true because you know you watch them documentaries and shit on like
Catching snakes.
well the like if people say, oh God, we got snakes, and these guys come over and take just like they do alligators. And so same thing with alligators. If you hold them by their tail, they can't get their heads around. Especially, you know, I said that's something. Something I would never
Me
ever.
touching it is the problem.
There's something I never
Why would I
ever
want to be in the
experienced.
vicinity? Why?
I don't get it.
I don't be messing with that stuff.
Oh man, please. You know, it's just like all these people. They're animal trainers, and they're messing with all these exotic, strange, dangerous animals.
right.
I'm like, okay, I don't even know if I want to watch. Cause you remember what happened with Siegfried and Roy?
You know what?
The tiger turned on him.
Yeah, well, they got what they deserve.
Apparently, I
I
don't
mean,
know.
look,
if you mess with stuff,
I don't even like to mess with flies. Much less a real animal. You know what I mean?
I mean, yes. I mean, of all things, flies, I'll easily fight. Mosquitoes, once they're on me, it's to the death, but otherwise I'm running. I mean, most animals and bees, I'm not. I'm not.
I like them from a distance.
I don't even like them from a distance.
Oh, I do, because that means they ain't near me. I like them from a distance.
Like, but they're even from a distance, they're always in the way. Like, and I get that these animals and insects and stuff, they help the ecosystem work the way it's working, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But listen, like that spider we just seen outside that
Right.
blocked up the whole stairway. No,
Right.
no.
Right. And he's just a little one.
I'm saying, but a big old mansion he built.
No,
like I'm
man.
just take a 45 and shoot that thing.
We should do that with a dart gun, try to shoot a fly if it lands on one. But they were quick.
You know,
They
what's
very
the
rarely
difference?
got shot.
Why is it that the flies down south light up at night?
The light, what are they called?
So
Fireflies?
Fireflies.
fireflies, lightning bugs.
Lightning bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people would catch them and put them in a jar
Yeah.
until they went out.
I mean, I remember fireflies. I used
Yeah.
to, you know, back. But yeah,
And
they
it's
did-
really
so-
it's really cool when there's a bunch of them and they're not near you. Like if they're like back over there, but like where the trees are, y'all can't see, but that's about 40 yards. And so if you're sitting back here, you know, you're on your screen porch, and then a bunch of them show up, it is really cool. But I'm glad there was a screen porch.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I think they're cool, but don't get on me.
No. And then the cockroaches that fly. That's an interesting.
Oh
What?
no,
An
yeah,
interesting
flying
concept.
cockroaches. No,
Yeah.
Where are they at?
they got them in North Carolina.
They was in New Orleans. We were out on the screened porch at my grandfather's house. Me and Sharon. And so we had, you know, went down with my uncle and everybody. I think my mom was already there, so we drove down, and she's gonna ride back with us. But anyway, we're sitting on the porch, and it's dark. Because, you know, if you turn lights on, that attracts the bugs. Even though it's a screen porch, they'll be all over the goddamn screen. So you sit out there, and it's cooler with the light off. So we're sitting out there, and so suddenly we hear, and Sharon's like, the hell was that? I said, just a minute. So I went inside and I got a flashlight, right? And once your night vision gets adjusted, you can just see a shadow. Basically, you see something black on I think it was a light blue background, right? Took the flashlight and I shined it up there, and there was a cockroach about this big. I shined it up there, And I turned around and I said, see, and before I could say, see, Sharon was in the kitchen.
Nah, man.
I said, yep, that's a girl after my own heart. But you know, I knew what was happening, and I knew that it wasn't dangerous, you know, but shit, she was gone. I turned the flashlight off, I went in, closed the damn door, locked it.
That's right.
But yeah, they fly. There's a species that fly.
Wow.
And they're all like, most of these insects, cockroaches especially, they're like prehistoric and shit. They was around, they survived when the dinosaurs went away. Cause you know, if you like now, if you have
They
a
made
forest
these kids.
they didn't die, they multiplied. Exactly.
Yeah, I seen some
But no.
roaches in Hawaii. Oh no, it was like bigger than this thing.
Mhm.
I was like, no.
And it's like after a forest fire, like you know, they got devastating forest fire, hundreds of thousands of acres burned. Put it out, everything settles down. First thing back, fucking insects, because they climb, they go underground while everything's out here burning. And they're the first things back. Since after Mount St. Helens and stuff, the insects were the first things back. Then the little plants started sprouting, and then animals came back. But yeah, man, it's like them guys are hardier than we are. They've been around way longer. They're gonna be around long after we're gone, unless the whole thing turns into a big ball of lava. But they survive, man. They're always the first ones back after those.
Well, that's good because they got the exoskeletons. So like they don't burn, they don't. But you gotta step on them. You gotta
But
crunch
no.
them.
Oh, but see, I tell you, boy, some of the cockroaches back down south, if you step on them, they'll throw your ass right off.
Hey, a spider did that to me in Hal's basement back in 2001. The guy said, "Ha-ha!" I was like, "Oh!" I fell off to the side of that thing. Our legs, and I was like, "No, Hal, I got it."
Dude, we we didn't put him there. He just crawled in there. Anyway, roach crawls into a microwave. We hit it for a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes. Boom, beep, beep, beep. Opened the door. That motherfucker crawled right out and went underneath the microwave. I said, God damn, that's too much survival skills.
I can do you one better.
That's too much survival skills.
I can do you one better. In Moses Lake, in our first house we lived in, and my mom and dad used to buy these Dixie cups from the base commissary, right? So one night, go in there, open up the freezer. Man, them son of a bitches came. I mean, it was like a horde of them, man.
Oh, man.
Like, oh no.
It's like when you turn on the light and shit, and they're scattering in all different directions.
And I never figured that out. How the hell did they get in there and then survive?
I don't know.
That's what I'm telling you.
But I was like,
Now that's two examples: extreme cold and radiation. And they still that. But I'm serious. They opened the thing, man, because this was in one of the restaurants in the kitchen. And it's, oh shit, we found a roach. And then the door was open or something. But anyway, motherfucker crawled right up there and got in the microwave, and them guys slammed the door. And it set that puppy in. I think it set for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And that thing just, and you didn't see it, you know, like where the hell is it? And where it was probably right by the door, because when they opened the door, he crawled right out. And then I went, oh man, I wonder if we just created another superhero. Radioactive roach. Because he was definitely, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, anyway. Well, I do have to make a phone call.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. Yep, somebody called me.
Yeah, well, that's, I think it's about that time to get on out of here.
Oh, nap time?
Yeah. And it's been an enjoyable jaunt down memory lane this week.
Absolutely.
So we'll see you next time out. Don't forget, I'm your host, David Harold Dudley III, and
I'm your other host, the real Cliff Barnes.
peace out.
Share, and subscribe.
Oh, be sure and subscribe to Say It Loud podcast. So like it, share it, subscribe to it, and you can. It gives you an opportunity to see us. Now, what could be better than that?
Yeah. All right.